guys, it's Israel back again with Heavy Metal Reptiles. In this video, we've got Firestorm out. What's wrong, buddy? Did I go in front of your face and not realize it? I'm sorry. So today we're going to talk about, it's 3 reasons why I don't like and I try not to get bit by my reptiles. I've been wanting to kind of make this video for a minute. If you're on my Instagram, you saw that I got in an argument with someone on Instagram about a video I did with Baphomet, where Baphomet was acting funny. He kind of started acting like he was going to turn and snap at me, which you're in that mood for some reason. You turn down your food. You're on a hunger strike. That's the whole reason I got him out specifically too, is because I kind of want to check him over. He's kind of on a hunger strike with me. So I against what most people say, I got him out. I normally do if they go too long without food, just to start checking them over and seeing if there's any visible things wrong with them. He's kind of in an aggressive mood, it seems like. We'll see if he calms down a little bit. If not, I might take him and get someone else out and, change out. But I want to talk about 3 reasons why I don't like and I try not to get bit, because somebody on Instagram and we got in an argument about it. He was saying that I was afraid to get bit, and that's not the thing. I've been bit. I've been bit by a few different types of snakes. It's not something to be proud of or brag about, I don't feel like. But there's reasons to why I personally avoid it as much as possible, even if it makes me look like not a good handler or afraid. It doesn't really matter to me, because there's things between me and the snake and stuff that it causes with the snake when it bites me that, as a snake keeper or a reptile keeper in general, you really don't want those things. So I'm just going to go over, like I said, 3 things and reasons to why I try not to get bit and I don't like to be bit. So one of the main reasons, and this is probably, in my opinion, the biggest reason to why I don't like to get bit by any of my snakes, is I'm too big for them to eat. And everyone knows that even the stuff they eat, the rats, the mice that are their size that they swallow, and that's what they do, it causes stress on the snake. It's stressful for the snake. The snake knows what to do and it does it and it gets what it needs, but there's no reason to cause unnecessary stress to your snake. Like I said, he's in kind of a temperamental mood right now, and that's okay. I mean, it's alright if you have him out and you realize that. He didn't seem too bad when I got him out. It's kind of something that I think is developing and something I'm going to have to watch. And it's not really like that he's mad, he's just a little touchy. But it causes stress when they bite you. It causes stress to you, or at least it should when you get bit, because no one wants to be bit by their animals. At least I don't want to get bit by my animals. So that's a big reason why I avoid getting bit, and I think everyone should try to avoid getting bit. Courtney, for instance, she's already stressed every time I get her out of the cage. She doesn't like to be held and around people. I try, and I'm still trying to kind of not tame her down, but get her used to being in my arms and hands and working with her, just because no one wants to own a snake pretty much that they can't handle. But then again, there are those ball pythons, and Courtney just might be one that I'll never be able to handle without the risk of getting bit. But that's why I use a hook and things with her. People can say what they want. It's not good for the stress of the snake. It isn't good for the stress of you to get bit, or to just allow yourself to get bit. It isn't cool. It's not anything to brag about. I mean, you can talk about bites you've taken. I've personally put videos up of bites that I've taken. If you're on TikTok, and I might have done a short on here, possibly, of bites I've taken. But that's more or less just to show that I'm still not afraid of them. I mean, and it's more of like a message, I think. It's a reality of handling them and stuff. It's definitely not a bragging thing, though. At least that's not what it's meant to be for me. But yeah, so we're going to go ahead and skip on to the second section. Okay, so number 2 is injury. And the reason that injury is such a big deal is because not only can it cause injury to you, these guys aren't going to kill you. 9 out of 10 times you aren't going to have to go to the hospital. It's probably like a 1 in a million chance that these guys are going to send you to the hospital, even from an adult. But they can still give you a pretty nasty bite that will bleed a lot and need disinfectant and all the other stuff that no one ever wants to deal with. But the serious injury can come to the snake. If you watch the video I did with Zoom, when he bit me, I pulled away. It's something I still work on, and it's something that's really hard to break. I even say ow. And Zoom's bite isn't a nasty bite by any means. I would rather get bit by Zoom than a ferret or a rabbit or a chihuahua or anything like that. I mean, Zoom's bite is nothing. But it's just instinct for whatever reason. I still say ow, and I don't always pull away, but I do more than what I want to, because pulling away and just them sheerly biting you can cause damage to them and injury to them. So there's just a lot of reasons to why you shouldn't just allow your snake to bite you. I know people see like Brian Barsichek and I would say Wiccan's Wicked Reptiles, but he doesn't even really let his snakes bite him. He's been bit, but he doesn't, like, Brian will just reach in and start letting them go ham. And I'm not saying anything wrong about the way that he keeps, and I'm not saying anything wrong about the way other people keep. It's just, in my opinion, not a smart idea to let your snakes bite you. Like I said, there's nothing to be proud of either. I'm more proud that I'm yet to take a bite from Firestorm. I'm more proud that I'm yet to take a bite from Baphomet or Black Widow. Even though Black Widow's feeding response is crazy, next feeding day I'm going to do a short of just her wow, yeah. She chased me out of her cage today because she was trying to get me instead of the mouse, and because I hadn't even put the mouse in, she could just smell it. It was amazing. Yeah. These people out here that are all, ooh, I got bit by this and that and everything else. I'm kind of the opposite. I'm proud that my boy Firestorm here hasn't bit me, or my girl Black Widow hasn't bit me. You know, can't say the same thing about Courtney's, and but Baphomet hasn't bit me. You know, that's more impressive to me, is that I've been able to read my animals and bond, or not bond, but work with them enough that they don't feel the need to bite me. So. But now that I said that Firestorm hasn't bit me, he'll probably bite me before the end of this video. So, yeah. Go on to number 3. Alright, and another big reason to why I do not like to get bit by any of my reptiles is the pure relationship between the two. The relationship that me and Firestorm have compared to the relationship that maybe me and Zoom have is going to be completely different, because Zoom has bitten me. I believe that there is a barrier of trust that the snake loses for you, and that you lose for the snake for a minute. I mean, Zoom, for me, like I said, his bites don't hurt, so I'm not afraid, and I'm not going to purposefully get bit, but I'm not gonna run from it either if he were to set up to bite me again. Not that I want to get bit, but at the same time I'm a little more cautious with him around, like my wife and my son. I don't want my kid to get bit, and I don't want my wife to get bit. This is kind of my thing. My wife likes to play with Black Widow, and she has her lizards. Well, we have the lizards because we kind of mutually take care of them, except for the crusties. Those are mine. there's just this bond that I feel like you have between an animal that hasn't bit you yet, that you can get it back, but it's really hard. Like I said, it's not necessarily the animal that loses trust, it's you that lose trust in the animal. These guys have no trust in us to begin with. They eventually will associate us with safety and food, that we're their food source, so that they get fed weekly, and safety, that they know that we aren't going to hurt them when we bring them out, so they kind of just tolerate us holding them. Firestorm, I love this snake to death. He is my dream snake. He's a pied. I wanted a high white. I didn't get a high white, but obviously I will have a high white someday. But I got him. I love his coloring. I love his little patch. I didn't think I would like his little patch of white right there. When I first got him, I was thinking, okay, he's just going to be like a breeder male, but I love this guy. But he has no feelings for me. If he was big enough to choke me, he probably would. I mean, that's just reality. Not literally, they aren't aggressive, but you know what I mean. They don't care about us. They just deal with us. They're more for our amusement, and that's part of why I say that you shouldn't let them bite you. It's because you don't want them to stress like that. You don't want to break that bond. And that's another reason why I say that you should give them the best possible enclosure in life that you have, because they wouldn't choose to be with us. These guys would probably be out in the wild and be happier than in the cage with us. Not saying 100% true, but it's kind of fact. And I'm not saying nothing bad about the hobby, because I love my reptiles and all that I keep. So we'll go ahead and move on to the outro. So, just with kind of like an outro, I want you guys to know and understand why I do post videos of me getting bit, and it's strictly to confront the reality of holding and handling and keeping ball pythons. I said I would never do live feed videos. I kind of did like a PG-13 live feeding video, is what I was calling it. I posted it on TikTok and on the shorts on YouTube, because the unfortunate reality is you don't get to choose what your snake eats. If your snake wants to eat frozen, then it's going to eat frozen. If it wants to eat live, it's going to eat live. If it doesn't like the size of mouse that you put in there, it's not going to eat it. You got to kind of conform to it, and I do want people to understand the reality of it. I said I'd never do live feeding videos, so I tried to keep it as not brutal as possible. I did put a small clip of Baphomet starting to swallow his meal, but the handling in and of itself, I want to make sure I am capturing and being honest with people about that, because you're always told ball pythons never bite. They're the go-to snake, and it's not that simple. They do bite. They have mouths. You're keeping a predator as a pet, so I mean, you gotta know what the reality of it is, and that's why I don't cut any of me getting bit out of my YouTube videos, and why I'm not afraid to put them on TikTok. It's, like I said, not by any means the bragging rights or anything like that, which I really think I only have Zoom that's bit me so far on camera. But it's not about bragging rights or anything like that. It's just strictly reality, and I want people to understand that before buying their animals. So yeah, check me out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and if you haven't already liked and subscribed to this channel, go ahead and do that for me if you would. And if you got videos you wanna see, please comment and let me know. I've done 2 so far that people have actually asked for. So if you ask for one, I'll get it done. I'll figure it out and do the research and what I gotta do to get it up for you. Thanks, guys. Rock on, my friends.